Hey everyone, welcome to another video. This video is gonna be the worst makeup of 2021. I'm gonna be telling you which things I tested out and really didn't like, and the things that I wouldn't necessarily recommend. So let's get right into it. So this year was the first full year I was on YouTube. I actually reviewed and tried and tested a lot of things, and the things that I have here in front of me is the makeup that was so bad that I actually decluttered it. So things that were just okay or that I could kind of make work, those are still in my collection probably. If they are new, maybe part of a new collection. So those aren't gonna be the things that I mention in this video. These things are just the worst of the worst, and when I tried them I already felt like I'm probably gonna be decluttering these ones real soon. So let's see what I want to start with. The first thing I see here is this Catrice Sun Lover Glow Bronzing Powder. I actually really love Catrice as a brand, and most things that I try from them work out for me, and I also try a lot from them. So naturally there are some things by Catrice in this video, and there are some things that I just didn't like as much because I just tried so many things. But this bronzer, it looks so good in the pan, and usually I do really like baked products. But this one was just so powdery, blotchy, and it had very big glitter specks in there that were just so visible on the skin. It didn't blend out well. It just looked very strange and not flattering on the skin. I was expecting this to be really good because I usually really love the bronzers and highlighters and cheek products in general from Catrice. There are also some bronzers from Catrice that I've tried this year that are gonna be in my favorites, so that's a little spoiler. But this one just really didn't work out for me. It's not my type of bronzer. I just think it was very powdery and there was nothing flattering about this. And I have a few more products like that in this video. Let me just grab the next one that had the same problem. So I also tried this Catrice Coral Lights Blush and Highlighter Palette, and I was really excited to try this. But the blushes in this are just terrible. The first time I tried it, I was kind of like giving it the benefit of the doubt. But once I tried this more, I realized that it was so patchy, blotchy, and just so powdery, didn't have a lot of pigment, and it just didn't make my cheeks look any better. There was just nothing about this that really worked. It just looked so uneven, it looked so weird. There's just nothing really I can say about these blushes that I liked. The highlighters here are okay. I don't really have complaints about them. They are pretty good, but still pretty powdery and not special enough to make up for the fact that these blushes are so bad. I hated this on my skin, and the only reason that I tried it out a little bit more is for the review, but I really had to force myself to use this to really make up my mind and be sure that I hated this. This just really didn't hit the mark for me. I can't really imagine someone liking this, but who knows, who knows. Let's move on to something from Honest Beauty. So I got the Flirty Lid Powder Blush, and this is supposed to be a glowy blush. I had been eyeing this for years and years, for such a long time. So this wasn't released in 2021. Not everything here was released in 2021. I'm not that fancy. I just put things that I've tried in these types of videos because I don't just try all the new makeup. Maybe later on, maybe next year. But this I tried, I believe, in the summer, and I was really excited. But this didn't work out for me at all because it was so powdery, it was so lightly pigmented. I couldn't even really see it on my skin, I couldn't really build it up, and there was no glow there, no glow at all. I didn't get this product. It was just so bad. Even when you swatch it, it just looks so powdery and flat and matte. I just think this is a very strange product. Just once again, so powdery, so hard to use, so blotchy, and no pigment. It's very similar to the Catrice highlighter and blush palette. Same kind of problem, same kind of formula. And you know, it isn't that hard to make a good blush, bronzer or highlighter. I usually don't have any problems with them. So when I come across them, I'm also a bit surprised because nowadays there are so many beautiful blushes on the market. I don't really get how this is still released. But okay, let's move on to an interesting product because I haven't even ranked this. I usually always do a new makeup purchase ranking. And I don't think I even hauled this yet. I guess I didn't. Usually I haul everything at the end of the month and then the next month I rank it. Now I'm a little bit behind with my ranking because I'm really busy with other things as well. So I just decided to push that back a little bit. But this one I haven't ranked yet. I haven't hauled yet. And still it made it to this video. And usually I try things quite a lot before I put them in a video like this, best or worst makeup. But I'm just sure about this one, and I've already used it quite a lot. I've really tried it. I've really tried to make this work. But I got this Catrice mini lip glosses from their new limited edition, and this is the mini volumizing lip booster from the Advent Beauty gift shop collection. And this is a plumping lip gloss. It's a pinky shade. This one, this lip gloss, it is so hard to get anything on your lips. When you take this out, there is just a teeny tiny bit of product on the tip here, and then when you try to put it on your lips, it's just such a tiny bit of product. It's so hard to apply. I have tried to apply it in multiple layers to see if I could build it up. Still nothing happens, and it's such a tiny bit of product that even when you reapply like 5, 6, 7 times, it still doesn't look like anything. It just looks like you applied a lip balm without any color. So this is unusable. I don't know if it would be any better if they didn't have this type of packaging, because the wand is so small and then it just has this tiny bit on there. So I guess if the wand was a little bit bigger and then the stopper was a little bit bigger as well, so it didn't take off all the product, maybe it would be a little bit better. But the way it is, and I have to tell you about the way it is, it's just not good, and I wouldn't recommend it. And it isn't a very expensive product. It's not like, oh no, don't do it, please don't. But I still might have saved you from spending a couple of euros, and you know, you could buy a sandwich from that. I'd rather have a sandwich than this. Okay, so let's move on to some Kiko Milano. I think this is the product that I have been most vocal about this year, that I've told you about over and over again that I don't love it, and this is the Kiko Fruit Explosion eyeshadow palette in Rose Alchemy. This didn't work out for me at all. The mattes are so dry and a bit blotchy. I didn't love any look with the mattes, but the worst thing about this is the shimmers. They are so lackluster, so dry. You don't even really see them on the eyes. There's not a lot of pigment, and this shimmer, the first time that I used this, right away it got hard pan, so I can't really pick it up. I really tried this one. I did multiple looks, and it's just not worth it, because every time I tried this, it was just such an unpleasurable experience. It was not fun to do. It was not fun to wear. I really didn't like this. There's just nothing about this. The only thing that I thought was kind of funny, was kind of cute, is the kiwi packaging. I know that not everybody loves it, but to me there's something about fruit makeup. I guess it's something like nostalgia that I love this, but man, this product really let me down. And Kiko doesn't always have the best eyeshadow formulas, but I have tried some eyeshadow formulas from them this year that really blew me away. So I know they can do it, and I don't get why they did something like this. It's just terrible. I don't like it at all. I kind of hate it. Yeah, I definitely hate it. Then one of the biggest letdowns this year for sure, well, maybe together with the next one I'm gonna be talking about, but one of the biggest letdowns was the Ethereal Bloom palette by Artist Couture. I saw this being released and I was going back and forth. I thought, this is so cute. This is such a cute color story for spring. I love it, but it's gonna be so expensive to order. I have to pay the customs and the shipping, and in the end I was like, I'm just gonna do it, because I saw the swatches of these shimmers on their Instagram and I was like, that looks so creamy, shiny and sparkly. I thought it looked so good. But then I got it, and these shimmers are so dry. They are so dry and lackluster. There's nothing interesting about them. You can kind of make it work, but it's not worth it, especially if you have paid the price that I have paid for this. I just wanted to love this. I wanted this to be amazing. Also because people really raved about this Supreme Nudes eyeshadow palette and said that it was like their favorite eyeshadow palette, their favorite nude eyeshadow palette. I believe that one was released in 2020, something like that. So I had really high hopes and I just wanted a cute pastel-y color story with some cute color combinations and some duochrome shimmers. And the mattes in this are fine, I can work with them, but the shimmers are the reason I bought it and are the reason I hate it. It is just not good. It's a disappointment. And I guess I wouldn't be as salty about it if I didn't pay the customs and the shipping. So keep that in mind. But I wouldn't recommend this. I believe there are better pastel eyeshadow palettes. And I believe that there are better eyeshadows by Artist Couture. So I fell for it. I fell for the trick. The swatches, they made them look good. I don't know how they did it, but yeah, pretty disappointed in this one. Okay, next up. This is an eyeshadow palette that everybody seems to love. And I'm sure we're gonna see this in a lot of favorites videos, but I just couldn't get on board with this one. I even decluttered it. I just can't get into this one. So I'm talking about the Natasha Denona Mini Love. When they first revealed this, I was so excited. I thought that is such a cute collection. I also ordered the duo, the cheek duo, but it never arrived to me. And then in the end, I decided to not get it because it was already so late. Everybody had made their videos. And I was just a bit scared that I wasn't gonna use that very bright pinky cream blush. But okay, I got this and I really tried to make this work. I did several looks with this and every time I did a look with this, I just hated the way it looked. I just thought it didn't look good at all. And I don't really believe it's the quality of the mattes. They are fine. They are quite good mattes, but there's something about these undertones that pull really weird on me, especially this one. It looks like a cool tone shade, but it pulls very warm, and when I blend it out, it just kind of looks like I'm sick, which is so strange because I do wear shades like this quite often. And then this one is supposed to be a very glittery, very special shimmery shade with a lot of texture. I just don't think that this compares to indie eyeshadows. I think it's a bit lackluster, not interesting enough, and it just didn't look that good on the eye. When I applied it, I was just like, where is all the shimmer? It's somewhere, and I could kind of see shimmer here or there, but it definitely wasn't on the level of Oden's Eye or something like that. Not that I had even tried Oden's Eye at this point. I tried this before I ever tried any Oden's Eye, and I already felt like this didn't compare to any indie eyeshadows. I just don't love that shade. I know some people are like, oh, it's so pretty. I don't care about it. I just don't. And then these two shimmers I find very uninteresting, very basic, not shiny enough, not pigmented enough for my taste. I don't really like this shade in the palette. I don't think it really fits with anything. And then this is such a basic shade. I don't want to pay 25 euros for a palette that has such a basic shade in it. It's almost like putting in a bone colored matte, which I also really don't like. Maybe it's also a bit my taste that I don't think that this is interesting enough, but it's an expensive palette in the end. It's such a tiny palette. You pay 25 euros. I want it to be good. I want it to be really good. And I think a lot of people that love Natasha Denona really are matte lovers, are really into mattes. But if shimmers in a palette don't work for me, as you can kind of notice here, I'm probably not gonna like it. I'm just really into shimmers. I keep saying it, but it's just what gets me excited when it comes to eyeshadows, and if the shimmers aren't good, I'm not into it. So I don't love this, and I don't think this is worth it. I don't think this quality is that amazing with 3 shimmery shades that are just they're just okay. But there are people that do love it, so maybe watch some other reviews if you're still thinking about maybe picking it up. Sometimes it's also on sale. This is one where I'm like, the quality isn't up to par, but there are some other people that have different opinions. In my opinion, this quality isn't that great. Then let's talk about another Catrice product. This is the Holiday Skin Serum Bronzer with coconut water. This one broke me out so bad, and it also didn't really go into the skin that well. When I I would wear this and I would kind of like scratch my skin or touch my skin, it would rub off. It did look very good, but it wasn't a very practical product and I couldn't wear it daily. It's just a bit of a bummer. I don't get why coconut is in everything nowadays. It feels like it's in all the skincare makeup products. While there are so many people that break out because of coconut, I know that scientifically speaking it's supposed to be good for the skin and it's antibacterial or something like that. I'm not 100% sure about that, don't quote me on that, but it's supposed to be good for your skin. But I hear so many people say that their skin doesn't react well to coconut and gets irritated because of coconut. So this was a bit of a disappointing product. This is one where I'm like, it doesn't mean that it won't work for anyone. Maybe if your skin isn't sensitive to coconut that you can still use it, but I just thought it was a pretty disappointing product because I did like the way it looked, but it wasn't very practical otherwise. Of course, with all of these products, it could still be that it works for you. Could still be that you really love it, because sometimes things really don't work out for one person but really work out for someone else. We all have different experiences, so keep that in mind. If your favorite product is in here, if there's a product in here that you really like, that's always possible. We have different tastes. Even if I think something is really bad quality, it could be that there's something about it that really works for you. Maybe you really like unpigmented blushes, or there's something about your skin that works with that particular blush, something like that. So I'm not saying that this is all objectively bad, it's just that I know for sure that this doesn't work out for me and there's no way I can really use it. Okay, this one by Catrice, the Night Mask Lip Pyjama with Hyaluron Gel and Shea Butter. This is so grainy on the lips. It's so uncomfortable to wear. I also didn't really love the scent of this, but that graininess was just not a nice experience. Not a nice thing to wear. It also tasted very weird in my mouth. I just don't get why you would want a grainy lip mask. I just want something to feel smooth and pillowy and plush. That didn't happen with this one. It's not exactly a makeup product, but I still wanted to mention it in here if you ever saw this one. This isn't great. There's also this other limited edition lip mask kind of product. That one is better. That one isn't grainy and it doesn't taste that weird. It's not the best one ever, but it definitely isn't as bad as this one. Next up, this product I really couldn't make work. This is the Maybelline Cheek Heat and this is the shade 20 Rose Flash. Every time I tried to use this, it kind of removed all the makeup underneath and it just left this kind of a stripe as if I had removed my makeup. And it was just a weird product to blend out, a weird product to try and use. I could kind of make it work if I really tried and put the right product underneath, but it was such a finicky cream blush. It's just very liquidy and watery, and I guess something about that really lifts up the makeup. It makes it hard to blend, makes it blotchy, and I just really don't want to think about my makeup that I put underneath. I don't really want to think ahead that much and be like, okay, if I want to use that blush, I definitely have to use that cream bronzer, otherwise it's not gonna work. So I really wouldn't recommend this one. It didn't work for me, and I've heard other people say that they also didn't like this one. Then I have two lip products by Kiko Milano here. One is the Dolce Diva Protecting Lip Balm SPF 20. It looks quite nice on the lips. It feels quite nice on the lips. It's a pretty nice color. I don't mind it. I don't hate that about it. But the thing that I hate about this makes it absolutely unwearable for me. This tastes so bad that it gives me a headache. I couldn't wear this. I really tried. I wore this a couple of times for review, but after that I just was like, I'm never gonna touch that one again. It's just so bitter. Like, it kind of tastes like soap. I don't want to taste soap. I'd rather just spend my money on another SPF lip balm. It could have been so good. If this were good, it could have been so good because it has a slight tint and sheen to it, but probably it's the SPF that gives that taste. If it didn't have that, I would have worn this throughout summer because I thought it was really pretty and it's nice to put some protection on your lips, but I just couldn't do it. I just could not. I don't get this. Could have been so nice, it could have been so good, but it didn't work out between us. Something that I couldn't make work is the Catrice 5 in a box mini eyeshadow palette in blue smoky look. So I have heard pretty good things about these 5 in a box eyeshadow palettes. People compare this to Natasha Denona. They really love the formula. I haven't tried the neutral ones. I haven't tried the other ones. I've only tried this one and I didn't like this one at all. This whole eyeshadow palette is so powdery, so hard to blend, so hard to layer. These shimmers are just very lackluster, very blotchy, uneven, and they don't look shiny or shimmery on the lid, and I just couldn't make these mattes work. They were so blotchy. I am saying the word blotchy a lot, but I've just tried a lot of blotchy products. It has just been the problem of 2021. Blotchiness, but this just looked so patchy. It looked so bad. I couldn't make this work. I just had dark and lighter spots in my eyeshadow. As everything in this video, I decluttered this. This was just terrible in my eyes. I'm kind of wondering if anybody could make this work. So I have a few products left. And these products are things that I can imagine people liking, and I know that other people like this, but it didn't work for me at all. So here I have the Kiko Milano Born to Shine Lip Stylo. I believe this is from the Mood Boost collection. This looked so bad on my lips. I think it's the color. This color really doesn't work for me. It made my lips look so textured, so flaky. It was so unflattering. But I have tried other shiny lip stylists by Kiko and really loved it. So this is a very bright, almost neon-y rosy pink. And I think that's just the problem. I think this color absolutely didn't work for me and my lips and this formula. It just looked very thick, not that shiny, and very weird. I could just see all the lines, all the flakiness, all the dryness, and I want my lipsticks to make my lips look better, not worse. It's not worth it, even though if it's a cute color. Next up, I have this Kiko Milano, also a Kiko Milano product, but I have tried a lot of Kiko Milano, so keep that in mind. I love a lot of the products, but sometimes if you really try a lot from a brand, it can still be that you find a few products that you don't like. So this is the Fruit Explosion Watermelon Pearly Lipstick. This was a very thin pearly formula that looked too icy and metallic on my lips in my eyes. It wasn't terrible, but I just really didn't think this looked flattering. There are just some metallic lipsticks that are very flattering and cute looking. They don't really have that very icy sheen to it. Those kinds I can get on board with, but this one was just too icy on the lips and I just felt like it was a little bit dated looking. So yeah, I didn't really like this one. It wasn't for me. I just wasn't into it. Last up is a product that I know a lot of people love, and this is Purely Taste, I think. And I'm just gonna tell you about it because maybe you have a similar taste to me and you've heard a lot of people rave about this formula and you're kind of thinking, maybe I should try it. Then I'm here to tell you that maybe this isn't for you. So I bought the Kaleidos Mars Melter highlighter, the new version at the start of this year, and it looks so pretty. It looks so absolutely gorgeous, but it is very shimmery and it is very big shimmer particles, and when I apply this to my cheeks it looked so weird. I don't know how, I don't know why, because sometimes I see people wearing this highlight and I'm like, that's stunning, that looks stunning, and I guess it's also something that looks good on camera. But I just thought it looked so weird on me, so unflattering. It really was laying on top of the skin. I could really count all of the separate shimmer particles. I don't mind a shimmery highlight, but I want the particles to be really small and for them to be kind of clustered together so you don't see them separately. So you can't really point out the shimmer and be like, there you are. I don't like that, so I just want to mention this one. It didn't work out for me. It doesn't work out for everyone. So keep that in mind. If you've been kind of eyeing these highlighters, I've heard so many good things about them, but I don't think I'm gonna be trying out any others from this line. It just isn't my thing. So that was everything for the worst makeup of 2021. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like this video if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe. And also let me know in the comments what were the worst products that you have tried this year. I always love to hear from you. And then I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.